Mayor Lorza recently announced a plan to use American Rescue Plan dollars to extend what's called the Guaranteed Income Program. This is the city sends $500 every month to 110 low-income residents in Providence, no strings attached. This pilot was originally funded for the first year with philanthropic dollars. This 6-month extension will be the first time taxpayer dollars will be used. I'm looking for quick answers here. Mr. Cuervo, would you continue this program using taxpayer dollars, or would you end it?
The mayor's extension, which was announced recently, it will be funded by ARPA funds, federal recovery funds.
Those are taxpayer dollars.
They don't, but they do not impact Providence taxpayers directly. The challenge that we have with these programs is we already know that when you give people who are experiencing hardship additional income sources, they do things with this. They pay their bills, they fix their car, they save up to get a better apartment. We know that these programs work. The challenge is, and this isn't a challenge that Providence has to grapple with, this is a challenge that cities across the United States and the globe are grappling with, is how do you pay for this going forward? The city currently is not in a position to pick up the tab on this program or a similar program currently. But we have to continue to look at the results, look at the outcomes, find best practices across the United States. There are many opportunities. We have
So you would end it, though? Are you saying you would end it?
Unless we can find a revenue source that is not coming directly from Providence taxpayers, we would have to really evaluate this.
Okay, Mr. Smiley.
Yeah, I think that you're right. These are taxpayer dollars. They're also one-time dollars. And so, you know, the mayor in his press conference asked that we all, the three of us, follow the data, and I intend to keep an open mind when that data comes back. The dilemma is that this is benefiting 100 families in Providence, 100 families who have really very real and basic needs. And the question that I have to ask, and would ask as the next mayor, is would that money be better spent repairing our rec centers, where thousands of young people will enjoy those rec centers and keep them off the streets and keep them engaged in productive activity that could last a decade or two. It's one-time federal money. And so I have not shut the door to it entirely, but I'm deeply skeptical that the city's in a position to be able to continue to fund a program that's benefiting 100 families.
Ms. LaFortune, would you continue the program or would you end it?
I would look at the data and I would work really hard to continue the program. The average people can't buy a gallon of milk. It's so expensive now. Or just going to the grocery stores or filling your gas tank up or buying a bus pass to get around. A lot of these families that are benefiting from this program, it's helping them put food on the table to pay a utility bill. So I would look at the data to see where we can generate some revenue, work with some of our philanthropic organizations to see how we can get some additional funding, grant dollars to support the program. But there are benefits. There are models throughout the nation that have shown that these programs have been effective. And the reality is that this pandemic has exacerbated some of the inequities that currently exist within our city. Even the crime, we've seen an uptick in crime in the city of Providence, where in the past there actually was more crime than it is now. But the pandemic has played a role in this. And so if this is an opportunity to help people pay their bills, in addition to creating pathways in City Hall, I want to create an apprenticeship program, connect people to job opportunities, work with our mentorship organizations, which is part of my platform.
I'm going to cut you off because we're running short. We're going to go.
But I would work hard to keep the program, but would do a full assessment of the budget to ensure that we're able to do it. But to tell someone 6 months from now, guess what? Those benefits end.
Okay, thank you, Ms. LaFortune.